Yo, what's going on? It's your boy Montego Ramon checking in with another video with the RizerzX channel where we rise to the occasion. So look, man, last episode I dropped a video, short video on how I made $1,500 in 30 minutes. In this video, we're just gonna do like a recap on today's trading session, New York session basically, and price movement since the open on Sunday. And then kind of talk about what's coming up for tomorrow. Tomorrow, we got a lot of news coming out. Tomorrow. So let me go on ahead and hop right in here and just talk about the price action for today. So y'all know as of lately, we've been basically marking out the Asian high, low, the London high, low, and then previous high and low, and then fair value gaps that haven't been fully mitigated that price could pretty much draw towards, right? The reason why we do this is to find where liquidity is sitting, so that we can basically gauge what price might potentially go next, based on structure, right? So I'm just clearing out a bunch of this data really quickly. And then let me see, man, during my videos, I ain't gonna lie, man, I want to hear music too. I usually just let the pad of music play for y'all, right? So let's see. All right, cool. So lastly, what happened was we talked about price being on this. Let's go to a higher time frame. I'm going to like a 4 hour. So lastly, we kind of talked about price being on this from last week. Not last week. This was last week. This was last week, literally. So this was Sunday open. Oh, so this is Monday. This is Sunday open. This is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We had the reversal. Started making a slight uptrend before selling off again. Overall, you can see this downtrend happening too. This is a huge downtrend. Let me get this one out the way. This is like an overall trend on the 4 hour we're seeing. Literally been trending down. Even starting to make lower lows right here. Watch this. Oh, snap. They actually meant to clone that. I wonder if they'll let me command drag. Nope. Put that back. They don't let me command drag on the iPad. That's where I'm usually making the videos from. I'm usually making the videos from the iPad. So you got this little trend that's been happening, right? We got some touches there. We're in sort of a channel. Price has been rejecting off of here, right? Slight channel going on. Even from here, you can kind of see from this bounce. I'm gonna keep it sort of aligned with this area. Got this kind of trending channel going on. And we are sitting, there are a huge fair value gap, a weekly fair value gap, where it seems like we're sort of drawing towards here, right? So for beginners, which I feel like in my videos, I need to slow down a bit. So for beginners, this is how we're identifying this trend. First, I identify these areas on this in the downtrend, you want to look for the swing highs. The reason why you want to look for the swing highs is because those are where the pullbacks lie. And you can see, if you could have entered any of these trades, you would have wanted to enter from here, going down here, you would have wanted to enter from here at this area, right? Going down here, right? And then our next one would have been from here, going down to here, and eventually this area, right? We might get another bounce before we boom type shit, break, and then we'll probably end up breaking up type shit from there. Probably end up breaking up, retesting that area. This is what I'm thinking we're gonna see going into. We might get more significant drops in that actually. I think this is another weekly fair value gap we have right here. Let's see. Yeah, I'll mark this. I'll go ahead and title that weekly FEG. And then we even got another one. We even got another one right here, guys. Got another FEG. We'll make this one purple. Oh, that's the other purple. Okay, cool. It's another weekly FEG. Cool. Okay. Let's see how many times we've seen weekly fair value gaps in the field. Look, so we see this one right here. This is a huge move, guys. After it filled this weekly fair value gap, we shot up crazy. Do we have any more weekly fair value gaps that got filled? We got one right here. We got a couple right here that got filled. These weekly fair value gaps, something else, bro. So you got this one. It's kind of two in here. You can see this one right here got filled. And you can see, hey man, them weekly fair value gaps are freaking huge. And what I would do is I'm going to place options in those areas, right? I'll place some options in those areas. But those are weekly fair value gaps just in the previous time that were filled and price took off, man. So these weekly fair value gaps are basically imbalances in the market. It's not just a regular imbalance. There's a specificity to a weekly fair or to any fair value gap than just a price imbalance. Price imbalance are typically, a lot of times people just talking about gaps. Fair value gaps is typically candle fills or candles where you even got one on a sale right here that was filled. We got one on the sale right here that was filled. It inverted one. Or not really inverted on that end, but you got this one. Right, you got this fair value gap. Price rejected and sold. We had another slight pullback on the weekly fair value gap. Price sold off. Right. What else we have? Yeah, so those are instances where we see weekly fair value gaps were filled, price took off. This is an easy, just hold. Long dated leap option on QQQ. And then, man, you getting some buckets off this. Some ducats. On this pullback, boy, hold on. This would have been, your shit would have went crazy, boy. You made like, I don't even know what you would have made. It would have been something crazy though. You caught this. On the option play, it's a little different from trading futures. So that's a 1 to 11 type shit. Just placing your stops under this area. If you had a tight stop, man, it's like 1 to 30. That's a fat trade, dog. Not even gonna lie, that's a fat trade. All right, I'm playing around with that. All right, let's dive down into this thing, man. So I like that we were able to just see some examples of entries what price might pull back to, and then we can look for buys. Even on this fair value gap fill, look at this. It's like them weekly fair value gaps something else, bro. Price touched that, bro, went right back up to highs, filling this gap. There's some little price imbalances in there. I know that because the bodies aren't connected. Typically, you want to see bodies connecting on opens, wicks crossing the bodies along with crossing the previous candle bodies. So even just right here, right, boom, could have got a 1 to 5 or something like that. You've been holding for a couple days, not even bad at all, honestly. Could have had a tighter stop, 1 to 6, 1 to 7. And then that's what are we looking at right there? Yeah, 1 to 7 for any beginners. If you don't know what that means, right here we see the 6.6, let's say risk to reward ratio in there, 6.61. That means that you're risking, you're basically doing a 1 to 6.6 risk to reward ratio. That means if you risk $100 and price, basically hit your TP was basically giving you you would make $660, right? So you can just take whatever your risk is and multiply it by that number at the risk to reward ratio factor, right? Which is 6.75 right now. So if it's $1,000, you made $6,000. If it's $10,000, you made $67,500. All right. So that's how that worked. It took me a minute to learn to read that in the beginning, understanding and figure out what's going on, all these numbers and stuff like that. Also, too, it's giving us the amount of points we would have caught. So we even added up ourselves to go from 8,000 to roughly 30,000 something. You see, we're catching 2,206 points close P&L, 2,206 points. The 8,000 up there is the tick count. There's 4 ticks to every point, right? That's how you add up NQ futures, right? In micros, it's $2 for every tick. In minis, it's $20 for every tick, right? So that means 1 point is worth $80 on just one contract. Now, as you multiply the contracts, you multiply the tick amount. So if the tick amount is $2, if you got 4 contracts in, then you multiply that tick amount times 4. So if it's $2, you multiply it times 4 contracts, it's going to be $8 a tick. So that means 1 point is going to be worth 8 times 4. 8 times 4 is 32. All right. If it's $20, you got 1 contract in, or you just say you got 2 contracts in, right? It's 2 times 20, basically times, which is 2 times 20 is 40. And then you multiply that times the point amount, right? So for every point, it's 4 to every point. So if you're doing $40 every tick, 1 point is going to make you 160, right? Because you got 2 contracts, 2 minis, right? So, all right, let's get this out of the way. So we just talked about where we think price might go. We could get a drop into here before price starts to really work its way back up type stuff. We could, right? This is definitely a possibility. This is just a projection. It's not to say this will happen, but this is what could potentially happen, right? I don't know how far price will drop once the time comes, but I'm sure we'll get some pretty sharp declines come August, September, October. And remember, I said it right here. It is now July the 14th. July the 14th. It is 12:13 a.m. July 14th. You see that 14 right there? I know I got my watch kind of messed up or turned around, but y'all get it. That's the Ultra, baby. Get you some. No, I'm just playing. She ain't mind if she ain't got the Nike watch on. No, I'm just playing. Let me stop. All right, look. All right, let's get that up out of there. It's a channel I said that we're in. We've been just kind of slowly dealing with a lot of just back and forth with Trump and the Strait of Hormuz and the war with Iran. So it's been interesting, man. And the next news coming up is going to be insane. So let's continue on because I want to get down into this day and see how price moved today. So basically what we did was came and swept a high. Actually, let me stop. From the previous day, which was Friday, we came and swept this high. Now we didn't even sweep the high. We just made it up to, this is going to be a huge level of demand, and then we just sold off. So this is a huge level of demand just from this area to this area. I'll draw in a little bit. So this is a huge area of demand from here to here. It's a huge area of demand, and it's been a strong level of resistance, right? So every time price came up here, it was just being pushed down and selling off, right? All right, let me get that out of the way. Cool. Okay, so coming into today, last night we had that price gap fill right here. Price opened up, gapped up, pulled back into it, fill it, and then immediately sold off. Beautiful trade. If you could have caught it coming into today, down into this level, which would have been, let's see what that was. We just got in here, shorted it, had stops above this level because we seen price objected at this level before. Let's say you just wrote that into the lows of today. This is to this get fair value gap I got down here. Boom, got you a 1 to 8. You had tighter stops, right? We got you something like 1 to 10, 1 to 13. That's a nice trade, right? If you just wanted to hold. All right, get that up out of there. All right, cool. All right, let's get down in today. We're gonna mark off the 1 hour. And this is actually one of my major trades, right? Because what happened was, as I start to mark out the highs, this was the high before, right? One of my major trade confluences is price comes up, sweep a high, right here, sweep this high, also fill this fair value gap, which calls for entry, then close back in the range. Now, when we look in here, we should find entries for a sell. So I'm gonna mark out this low real quick in the Asian session. Watch this. Mark out this low in the Asian session. Boom, mark out this low in the Asian session. I'll go ahead and mark out this high in the Asian session. The London session. So it's a high. And then what was the low in the London session? The low was here. Oh, no. The low in the London session was here, right? So it's at the bottom base of this candle right here. It's at the base of this candle. Boom, that's at the base of that candle. As you can see, price came in. As y'all can see, price came in from this high, sold off, just literally creating downtrending structure. I'm not even gonna play with some of them ones. Then we kind of had a double bottom here, and price is kind of pulling back, which I think it's inside of this fair value, about to come inside this fair value gap here before potentially continuing down, right? So that's what I think probably about to happen. All right, let's go. So this was this move I was talking about earlier. So you seen this big long white wick, price shot up into here, basically engineering some liquidity, rebalancing price, because price likes to create imbalances and then goes and fill those imbalances. And then once it closes back in the range like this is basically a continuation to the downside, right? Or it might be in vice versa, a buy. And then, so let's dive into that and see if we had a buy come up. Looking at my 30-minute, a lot of times I like to see if my lower time frames align with the higher time frames. So my 30 pretty much aligned with my 1 hour time frame, which is good. It's also aligned with my 4 hour. My 15-minute was in alignment as well, right? We didn't completely fill that gap, so we got some room up there, as we can see, which I will mark out. So that means price is gonna make its way back up here eventually to fill this price gap. Ain't no way it's gonna leave these highs unfilled. You know that's coming. And then when it comes, it's probably gonna shoot past that gap. Not even gonna lie to you. So we're gonna be on the lookout for that opportunity right there. We're gonna slide this back some because that's already been filled. All right, cool. Let's do this. All right. So we seen that. All right. Price immediately came down here and inverted this fair value gap here. So this gap right here was inverted. Let me put a mark on that one hour candle where he did the sweep and then came back and closed. So what I'll do is I'll mark this candle so that we can keep up with it. Boom. I'll mark that right there. Was that the 12 o'clock candle? Nope. The 12 o'clock candle was here, which I haven't been marking out lately, but I'll mark out the 12 o'clock candle. All right, cool. All right, let's get on there. 15 minutes. All right, let's open this up. Okay. So the gap is actually much bigger than this is how big the gap is. And then that's what's still available in the purple. All right, let's see. All right, on that thing, did we get? Really, we just got the fill. We got the fill. I don't see any a fair value gap created on the shifter structure because that's our next confluence. Looking for a shifter structure, which we pretty much already got when price dropped. We got the shifter structure when price dropped, right? So it killed this area, right? It basically dropped below all of this, right? It basically dropped below all of this, right? So this is what that shifter structure looks like, guys. You got all this structure being made. This is uptrending structure, right? This is uptrending structure. We get a little bit of consolidation here, but that's cool. Then we drop. Boom. We drop to here, flying past this structural point area, right? We get a little consolidation in here, and then we pull back into here for an entry, right? And then we sell off. Overall, that was the move, right? That was the move overall, right? All right, cool. Let's delete that. Now, if you didn't want to take this initial entry, you get more confirmation right here in our 3 minute. I'm gonna go to the 2 minute though, because I don't like to execute from the 3 minute. So we get a clear entry from here. This is where the fair value gap is created on the rest of the shifter structure move, right? And then from there, we don't need a big move to make a nice trade. We take that, we can have highs up to here. You can take it right back into here. You see you get 2-1. You can potentially take it down into, do we have more fair value gaps down here? You can probably target something even lower. You can probably target these lows. We got no fair value gaps down there. You can probably target these lows. We got you, that's a 1-8. And really probably could even ran a tighter stop, especially if you waited on more closures down in here, like you waited on the counter close, that rejection. You wait on this counter close because you wasn't sure. Got these, and then boom, you took that candle and then ran this. That's got you a 1-10. You still could have took it down into these lows, right? Here's a fair value gap. That's a 1-3 right there. You got signs of continuation, potentially right here, especially on this close, come back down. Then this close, continue to break structure. We got to pull back into a fair value gap here, right? Which basically showed us we're going down further. We have this larger time frame gap down here, which we came into and filled over that night, right? For a 1-to-14 risk to oil ratio. All right, that was in the Asian session where I saw the strategy play out. Now, did I see any more strategies play out that way on the day? Did we have a sweep and a close back in the range? Right here in London, we had a sweep and a close back in the range. Right here, I don't see it really on the other side. Boom, we had a sweep and a close back in the range. This one actually is continuing with the trend as well. So you had you made this. We had a pullback, right? We had this closure, basically solidifying, and this closure kind of solidifying that swing. So we had this. Oh, no, actually it was this. This kind of solidified that swing. Boom. We had this one. This one. Well, this candle actually higher than this one. So this would be that swing point candle. And then you see to the left of it, the candle is lower, and to the right of the candle is lower. So if you look up swing lows, swing highs, that basically defines a swing point, right? It's going to be an area where price reverse and the candles to the left and right of it are either higher or lower. So in this case, for our swing high, the candles to the left and to the right are lower. So in a swing low, the candle to the left and the right should be higher, pointing that price is now turning around, or it came to a low and now price is going higher, right? We had, you see, based on the wick, price came swept these highs right here. This is where these highs were. All right, you see these highs, this high, boom, price came swept that, then closed back within the range, lower than this candle, lower than the previous candle. All right, cool. Now we want to dive into that candle and look for some kind of entry that looks like something we would take, right? That looks like our entry model, all right? Okay, cool. So that was the candle, right? If we look left, I bet we probably got an entry. If we look left, we have a tiny fair value gap in here. Nonetheless, it is a fair value gap. Also probably a demand zone because this is where candles were filled before. Now this is all before the New York Open, right? But we're going to mark it out anyways, just showing where the strategy played out. Boom. Let's see if we got more entries on the 2 minute. All right, cool. All right, we have this entry. I would say we have a few entries, honestly. Just after the candle closure and everything, we have this entry right here, which I don't really like. But so long as you run the strategy correctly and put your stops in the right place, you'll be fine on this. So you can get in on this field, right? Stops even above here. Try to get you somewhere down into either this candle, or where do we have any fair value gaps where price is going to probably reverse from? Man, you probably just needed this right here, right? You probably just needed this. Get your 1 2 to 6, right? I don't see anything beneath that. You probably could have tried another level of support or resistance. If maybe we go on to the 1 minute. Now if we go down to the 1 minute, bro, they playing, bro. See what the 1 minute looking like. So on the 1 minute, I think we have more gaps. Yeah, like we have this one here. We have this fair value gap here. We have this one here, which got you a 1 to 3. This one got you a 2 to 1 to 2.67, 1 to 3.4, 1 to 4 right here. Anything beneath that? Let me see if we see anything. Oh, we got gaps way down here that are within the larger gap. So we could have rolled to a max of this, which got you about a 1 to 10 right here, right? You see that? 1 to 10, basically. Maybe you could have had a tighter stop. 1 to 11. So that's already before New York session even got started, guys. So on the open though, let's see what else happened. What's available? This is a nice looking trade right here. So on the open, we have a fair value gap here, right? Just following the trend already. Understanding we got crazy volume coming in. Did we get a sweep though? Did we get a sweep? 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 So we kind of had a sweep, not really. We had this sweep down here, which maybe we could have got some buys in right there. Overall, we just look for a continuation. So after this swept, this Asian low, pull back, and then continue to sell off. All right, so it came down on this candle. Matter of fact, let me just go ahead and draw, man. So check this out. Price came down, I opened, swept this low here, so that low in that area, bought back up, right, and sold back down, just like that, right? So price did, so y'all see it right there. All right, this was the candle where it bought up on. Let's go down into it. All right. Let's see if we see any 15-minute entries. Man, we got some. We might have got. Nah, we don't really got no 15-minute entries besides this one. But even on that one, it came and swept this high. We got a fair value gap up here on the 15. The price didn't even come fill for real, but we need to keep an eye on that one. What's that on 30 minute too? Nah, it's on the 15 though. Then what's on the 5? Let's see what's on the 5. Yeah, so we got this opening on the 5, right? Got this opening. As long as we had stops above here with the correct, boom, we got that fill. As long as we had stops above here, that was our last swing with looking for just at least a 1 and 3. Our 1 and 3 is there. Price came and we could have expected the whole fill here and the sweep of this area right here potentially, which we got a 1 and 5, 1 and 6. Could have got slightly tighter stops, just maybe. Or you might have scaled in because you're seeing we got more confirmation. Boom. Then price comes back up. Filling these fair value gaps. I don't really like these entries. But if you would have ran it right, is the move there? That's the question. Nah, this came back and swept all of these. But this is obviously a demand zone right here. I need to get better about these demand zones because there's a lot of entry potential in that area. Let's see demand zone. Call this a demand zone. Change the color on that shit. Yeah, so that's a demand zone right there in the red. And then I bet we got entries on the lower time frame, the entry model showing up. Let's see. This is on a 2 minute. Nothing's really showing up. Buys are available. I don't really like this buy. Like this one right here. Like this buy right here. I don't really like this one. Get this out of the way. This buy right here. Watch this. This is ugly. But it's cool. It's just that's why you wanna manage your trades well. You see that? And then it immediately sold off. Right? So what that would have got? You still got a 1 to 10 out of that, man. You still got a 1 to 10 out of that. When this was the entry right here, right? This is your entry. You see, as soon as price touched in, you just take that entry, get you a, why is that? Probably would have had stops really like down here or something, or at least under this level. Right, still would have got a 1 to 4. We didn't even make it. Oh, that's not even the fair value gap. Oh, this is actually a continuation entry right here on our 2 minute. Go down. This is a nice looking buy right here. Watch this. It's a Nice looking buy right here. Y'all see the fair value gap? Boom. And if you didn't take that first one, you could have took the second one. Right here. Watch this, I'm gonna just clone this. You didn't like the first entry, you could have took the second one. Right here. Boom. Boom, you look right. Price eating that up. Bouncing out of there. It's never 100%, but it's greater than 50%. I'm gonna tell you that's greater than 60% where these work out for you. So long as you're moving with the trend and understand where you're at in overall price movement, right? So this, man, 1 to 10, dog. And this one came back to that demand zone. So you just need to be exiting at the demand zone, right? And then any other moves pop up as we sold off on this day. Besides just selling from this demand zone, bro. That demand zone went crazy right there. It was just holding that area off. Maybe it was more on our 1 minute. There's more entry models. Barely, no, not really. Nothing on these sales. You did get an entry right here for a sale. So if you look at the fair value gap here, boom. As y'all can see, I love the fair value gaps because they just be showing. I just haven't seen where like, no, it's just there, bro. Like when you moving with the trend, right? When you going with the trend and you getting that proper structure, it's just there, bro. And you could take this down to where you want to take it. This thing went nuts. I would have. This is a clean fair value gap to just take a really just lock in profits. All right, we continue down. I don't understand. I don't really have no confirmation for this thing continuing unless we just the trend was just really showing and we getting that volume and you know what I mean. Price has its times like this. What else was down here? I have no idea. Let's look left. Hold on, bro. Let me just see. All right, this is the last low. So what I want to do is I want to mark this off because price dipped below here. So I'm gonna just do this. We're gonna go left all the way. Oh, it's gaps down there. Anything below this line, gap right here. You know what I'm saying? Gaps. I'm gonna place one here. This is the opening to this horizontal line, and then that thing comes to at least right here. So I'm gonna mark that out, and then we're gonna go back. Okay, yeah, we killed that, and then we made it down to this zone. So this thing went dummy, man. It's like where you want to take it, bro. Like where you want to take it. This is the low we made it to on a day. This thing went nuts, dog. And then going nuts in the after hours. Like, whoa, that's easy money. So I could take a trade and then just not trade in the morning, but I kind of just want to get ready for bed and not be up all night. So I can trade in the morning. A lot of times I'll be tired, bro. I'll be up at these vampire hours, and that's when my mind get to kicking and rolling. All right, this video is running a little long, so we gotta check the news, and then we're gonna jump up off here. So let's go check the news. Let's me and baby girl. Forex Factory. All right, it's a freaking, what is this, bro? All right, it's a freaking Tuesday, Monday, nothing going on. Whoa, 7:30 a.m. We're going nuts. I just want to see what price gonna do, bro. I'll hop in there one contract just to see, like, okay, what you about to do, bro? If I see an entry pop up, as y'all can see, we got 7:30. 7:30, we're going nuts. We got core CPI CPI month to month, core CPI year over year, core CPI end of month to month, CPI. Oh, it's just CPI month to month. All right, cool. And then we got a bunch of FOMC members talking, the Fed chair members talking. Wednesday we got PPI. PPI. All right. Canada got big news coming out too. I would love to see how Canada might be performing against other pairs with the news they have coming out. Oh damn, this is Wednesday. Wednesday gonna be crazy. Wednesday might be like, we might shoot from here to like, ain't no telling where we going. Either we gonna sell off or we gonna buy it. It ain't gonna. I bet it don't consolidate. Yeah, I bet it don't consolidate. Yeah. So tomorrow is Tuesday. Yeah, I got work tomorrow. So I'll be making a video at work, and y'all are gonna be hearing. I'm gonna just call it. Y'all gonna be hearing how we funded. I ain't gonna rush it. Maybe we don't get funded. Maybe y'all gonna be hearing something though. I ain't gonna rush it, but we will be funded. We'll be funded again and pulling the payout. I'm just gonna call it. I can't say it's gonna be tomorrow. It can be. I can claim it. But it might not be my day tomorrow. It might be one of them days where, hey, it's like, hey, I took 2 L's and it's time to chill. I might even take a trade tonight if it's looking hot. But nah, man, I have complete faith in my ability to execute these trades and get this account funded. I do it all the time. I've funded hundreds of accounts, guys. We're on the journey to consistent profits and payouts, making M's, depositing M's into our bank account regularly, weekly. We are depositing millions of dollars into our bank account every single week. That's who we on. And so y'all watching that journey, bro. You know what I'm saying? This is what it is, man. Hey, man, it's your boy Montego Ramon with the RizerzX channel, man. Y'all tap in with your boy, man. Leave a comment, like, subscribe. This is RizerzX. We rise to the occasion. See y'all in the next one.